Today on Go NITRO, we're about to learn the basics of one of America's favorite spectator sports, with boxing coaches Mike Waller and Moses. And there won't be any 1980s style training montage, we promise. It's one thing to watch the pros, it's another thing to train with them. But there's just one catch. They've had half their lives, we have half an hour. Because every athlete has a first day. Here's the place. Here's the legend. Here I am. And my new teacher. I was a goalie for 15 years. But we've never done this before. Experience? Zilch.
I keep forgetting.
No clue how to start? Less clue how to play. And neither do you when you start out. Because every athlete has a first day. And you've just been drafted. Hand-to-hand combat sports date back to the early ancient Egyptians around 3000 BC, and the ways to train have differed dramatically over the millennia. How this art is developed and the success of the athlete varies greatly depending on the methods used to teach and how dedicated the student is to practicing. Like most sports, it's always easier to create good habits to begin with than unlearn bad ones later. In this episode, we will be heading to the New Line Boxing Academy, where dedicated coaches know what it takes to teach athletes of all ages the fundamentals of boxing. These basic skills are what every amateur boxer needs to know to be able to apply practically in order to develop their own skills and style of boxing. Our professors? Professional boxing coaches Moses and Mike Waller. Let's see how we do.
I teach boxing for the discipline, the respect, and the personal growth and development. And I find that a lot of kids nowadays struggle with self-identity, and struggle with defining who they are as a person. And they feel that whenever they try something new or something else, they're being judged, or they don't fit in, or they don't belong. They have that difficulty, and so they don't really come out and try the hardest. So the greatest reward I get is when I teach a child and they finally get it. There's that moment that clicks in the eye. I cannot really explain it. You as a coach, you'll see it, and the athlete will see it, and you can see the relief and the happiness in their eyes that they got it, and they feel so good about it. I live for that. I can't explain it. You won't be able to see it, but it's a feeling that you get, and it just clicks. And when it clicks, it's the greatest joy in the world.
All right. Oh. Oh yeah, that is
good.
Yeah.
Nice and tight in there. You don't want a lot of room in your glove, right? You don't want your hand moving around when you punch.
Oh, all right.
You don't want your wrist to flop around. You want it to be pretty stable, right?
All right, there we go. I'm just getting my fingers all the way to the ends here.
So we try to avoid any injury as possible, since you're already going to get punched in the face a few times. right?
All right. Awesome.
Not out right.
The first hand wraps were developed by the gladiators who began to wear them in combat to protect their knuckles. Now the wraps are worn under the gloves to prevent hand and wrist injuries. In boxing, one of the first things that an athlete will need to do is develop their footwork.
Yeah, a little bit.
It's like it's got a crease in it.
Okay, so first thing we're gonna do
All right.
is your proper boxing stance.
Okay.
So you're going to stand on the line, facing me.
Okay.
Stand on the line. All right?
Okay.
Spread your feet like this. Now your heels. The line is in between your legs. Are you left-handed or right-handed?
Right-handed.
Right-handed.
Yeah.
Okay. Left foot forward,
Okay.
right foot back. 45-degree angle.
Okay.
Okay. Slight bend in the knees. You want your center of gravity to the center. Not too forward, not too back. You want to be able to move in each direction quickly. Right? Okay? So this is your boxing stance. All right?
Okay.
Gloves up or hands up. All right? Tight to your face, just like that. Okay?
Okay.
When we move in boxing, we move 1 foot at a time. The second foot follows the exact same distance that the first foot went. Okay, so if your first foot goes 3 inches, your back foot goes 3 inches. All right? Keeping this stance at all times. The same space in between your legs, for stability at all times. All right? So we're going to move forward, and then we're going to move backwards. So you're going to go all the way to the end, and then you're going to walk backwards all the way back to the end again.
Okay.
All right? So the way that we're going to move, you're going to keep the line in between your legs,
Okay.
not stepping on the line. You're going to step whatever foot or whatever direction you're going is the foot that moves first. So if you're going forward, your front foot moves first. If you're moving backwards, your back foot moves first. If you're moving
Okay.
right, your right foot moves first. If you're moving left, your left foot moves first. All right?
Okay.
So moving forward, you're going to step
Okay.
3 inches with your
All
front
right.
foot, follow with your back. 3 inches with your front, back, front, back, front, back, front, back.
Move this one back further.
Yeah, like us. And I step with this foot.
Okay. Starting with the right or the left here.
I'm going to start with the back foot.
Okay.
Whatever direction you're going is the first foot that's going to move first, all right?
Okay.
So now when you go, you're going to kind of push with your front,
Okay.
step back with your back, then follow with your front. Same distance. Trying to stay light on the balls of your feet. Just like that. Just like that. Just like that. Perfect.
It's like pushing off.
Yeah. You kind of use your knees, it's almost like shock absorbers. You kind of get comfortable with it. You don't have to be so stationary and so stiff while you do it. There you go. Good job. There and back one more time, please.
Alrighty.
Find this comfortable. I'm fighting. So Mike tells you guys what to do, and my job is to just guide and supervise and help.
Again. Forward back one more time. There you go, my work is done here. No?
Already good fight.
Alright.
There you go, now back again. Perfect. Thing about boxing is all repetition. The basics, all the time, are drilled into your head. Good job. All right. Now we're gonna move sideways. There and back. All right, so same position.
Okay.
Except now the line is between your legs this way.
Oh.
All right?
Don't do that in the background.
So what does that entail? What does it entail to get a certificate as a coach?
What did you do?
What does it entail? It just entails I have to be here to coach classes, gain experience. Do it. Do it. You want to do it, right? It's a great exercise. It's a great way to get into shape. It's good for self-defense, anything. Just do it. I don't really find anything challenging about boxing anymore. I'm just joking. The conditioning aspect is definitely the most challenging for beginners. But honestly, once you get good at it, or once you become conditioned, it becomes a lot easier. Right? So the more that people stick with it, the easier it is, the more enjoyable it becomes, the more things you can do.
Okay.
Okay, so left foot forward, right foot back, option stance, hands up. Okay, now when you step, you are going to step 2 steps and punch a left and a right. When you punch, your punches are going to go directly over top of the line. Okay?
Over top of the center line?
Over top of the center line.
Okay.
Step, and you punch, make sure your punch goes over top of that line. That's
Okay.
straight, okay? 1, 2, left, right. 1, 2, left, right. Okay?
Okay.
Steps forward, step to a left and a right. What's wrong with me? I wonder where an eye gets it from, eh?
All right. 1, 2.
Left, right, there you go.
All right.
1, 2, left, right. There you go. Just like that. Left, right.
Okay.
Try and hold your hands more like this.
Oh, okay.
Like that, okay?
Okay.
Throw your punch, out, turn.
Oh, okay.
Out, turn, back. Okay?
Do I keep this one up when I and?
Always keep your hands.
Okay.
So when you punch, you're gonna punch and then back to your face. Punch, back to your face. Punch, back to your face.
Okay.
Okay?
So I'll go 1, 2,
Punch, there. Punch,
like that.
perfect. Yeah, exactly like that. Good job. Yeah, perfect. There you go.
It's always the simple things.
It is, yeah. It's funny. It really is funny how this is such a simple drill that people get so confused about it. They overthink it too much, and really, essentially, it's just walking. Walking weird, but walking. There you go. 1, 2, left, right. Now you're gonna go backwards.
Okay.
You're gonna step back with your back foot.
Okay.
1, 2, left, right.
Okay.
So what's up? 2 back. 1, 2, 1, 2.
So it's like,
Yeah, lead with your back. 1, 2, left, right. 1, 2, left, right. 1, 2, left, right. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, and back again. 1, 2, yeah. One more time. Lead with that foot first.
sorry, I never did my right. All right. Okay. 1, 2.
Boom, boom. Trying to make you go a little quicker so you think about it less, because the more you think about it, the harder it is.
Yeah.
Really, right? You gotta get the muscle memory. Once that muscle memory kicks in, then it's second nature, right? Boom, boom.
It's because I'm going to push off with my right, so I move it to push off.
Yeah, yeah. You just gotta make sure it's just a weight transfer, right?
Yeah.
So just a slight weight transfer, move. There. Slight weight transfer, move. There.
This is my payback for Corey with the layup jump shot or something, where myself and Lax went out and held his foot down on the floor while I did the move. That's what I need right now. It's bad, right? Because my mother was a professional ballerina.
Yeah.
And
Pumpkin dance runs in your family.
that's what you'd think, wouldn't it? I take after my grandmother. She's good at painting. She can't dance.
That art's art, eh? Okay. All right, good job. Hey, footwork is basic punchings. Now we're going to work on some defense.
Okay.
All right?
Hold on a bit.
What's up? Okay, so I want you to work on the same kind of footwork that we were working on the line. Okay. Right? Moving with your lead foot, whichever direction you're going, around the bag. So if you're going around the bag this way, you're going to the left, to your right, around the bag, okay? Adding punches. So, 1, 2, move. 1, 2, move. 1, 2, move. 1, 2, okay? 2 steps to one side, punch 2 punches. 2 steps to the other side, punch 2 punches. Okay?
No, this side you're moving first.
Go left first.
Ready? Go. 1, 2. Yep. And have your hands up. Back to your chin. Now I want you to mix it up a bit. Move any direction you want to go, punch when you want to punch, do whatever you want to do. So if you want to move this way, punch, punch, this way, punch, punch, whatever you want to do. You don't have to move twice. You can move once, you can go 3 times, one direction, whatever you want to do.
I guess I'll start back and go forward.
Boxing is not like basketball or soccer or any other sport. It's a contact sport. It's a sport where the obvious objective is to hit somebody in the head. And it's most commonly perceived as fighting, as barbaric fighting. And people don't want to fight. Fighting is illegal and nobody wants to fight. So when you put 2 people in the ring to box, the perception that this is a fight really rolls over in their head. And their mind immediately goes into defense or survival mode. So you don't get to play boxing, you get to fight. You get to, not like basketball, you don't get to play boxing, you have to box in boxing. So with that understanding, I knew that as I'm transitioning into boxing, into coaching, I understood that you just don't put somebody in the ring and expect them to do it. You don't just learn how to kick boxing.
The The first instant of Olympic boxing was in the 7th century BC when the Greeks developed leather gloves for the sport to be played professionally. Not long after this, the Romans discovered that it might be interesting as a spin-off to add metal studs to the gloves, turning the sport deadly. The fall of the Roman Empire put a quick end to that idea, and boxing did not resurface again until around 1880, when the British reinvented the sport and created an organization for amateur boxing, separated by weight classes. In the 1904 Olympic Games in St. Louis, the United States was the only country that entered into the sport of boxing and subsequently won all the medals.
Only on Go Nitro. The show doesn't end here. Visit us online for your fix at gonitro.tv. You can follow us on Instagram, subscribe to our YouTube channel, and you can tweet us on Twitter.
Go Nitro Access is brought to you by Melville, Saskatchewan. It's bigger on the inside. Aviva Canada.
Salon services for Go Nitro provided by ID Hair Studio. Hair for who you really are.
Don't fit in. Stand out with black chrome.